Can you just talk about preparing to this fight and how your mental state differs as opposed to fighting a big trash talker like Askren or McGregor?
Yeah, I heard him. I mean, when people talk shit, it is motivating because there's some dudes you're not gonna lose to. And Askren is that dude I'm not losing on any universe to, you know. So the shit talking does help. But man, it just helps when the guy on the other side that you're fighting wants to hurt you and you know it. That's enough motivation for me right there.
Yeah, it's just like I train for every fight. There's really not a lot of trash going on in a lot of fights I'm in anyway, so it's just like normal. I'm just glad to have a worthy opponent and a worthy venue to be in.
So, you know, when Nate did his interview that night, he basically said, this is for the baddest motherfucker in the game. So, he was defending the baddest motherfucker in the game. So, you know, this is one of those fights that after that interview, you know, it started to build a life of its own through the fans and the media, and we didn't seriously start talking about this fight till maybe a couple weeks later in a matchmaking meeting. And I said to my guys, listen, tell me if I'm crazy, but what do you think about us actually having a baddest motherfucker in the game belt? And my guys loved it, and we started talking about it, so I went in with the design team at UFC. Right. We started to design it, and I will physically have that belt when I come back to New York. It'll be ready.
Hey, Nate, so you call yourself a badass motherfucker. How do you say that when you're a vegan?
I'm harder than anybody here. What's up? Soon. And the Terminator's a vegan, motherfucker. I'll be honest with you, I don't care about the belt. It's just like what it was. The belt just it had to add to it because the whole time the belt is just a credential for all these guys and away from the you know, think that they had the game, ahead of everybody in the game anyway. And I'm like, I already know they had everybody in the game anyway. I never chased a belt my whole career. I was never after a belt. I was just after a fight, a win, and you know what I'm saying? BJ Penn was the champion forever when I was I had a lot of respect for my train with him, and I was you know, grew up watching him, so I was never hunting him down. So I was just fighting, showing everybody I was the best fighter. I wasn't chasing the belt like the rest of these guys. So now a belt just comes with it. I guess you don't want to put the belt's already mine anyway. I'm the one who created it.
Well, actually, raise your hand. I brought some gloves. We're going to do body blows only. And not going hard. If you want to get up here and spar with somebody, just body blows. We'll pick you out. I'm going to make sure New York gets some shine out. We're going to do different. If the UFC don't like it, they get, you know what? All right, so I'm going to pick.
Talk about your legacy, that you want to build your legacy. What does this fight mean for your career, and what place does it have in?
Oh, it definitely has a special place. Not because it's an MSG not just because of the BMF title, not because so many other surrounding factors make this event one of the biggest events of UFC history. It's just because of the guy that I'm fighting. If I was fighting him in a parking lot, if I was fighting him in his backyard, man, it's to me, it's always the fighter, the guy that I got to cross that makes my moment. It's like, yes, you know, and it's not from a disrespectful place or nothing, but it's like a chess player that wouldn't want to play chess with somebody like me because I'm a novice, would want to challenge himself and play the best player of all time. It's the same thing. I want to fight the greatest guys of my generation and hurt him.
Jorge, can I ask one question?
How cautious he has the most submissions from bottom in UFC history? If there's a situation where you're on top, how cautious do you have to be there?
I got to be cautious always, you know. That's one of his strong points is being off his back, landing submissions. But then again, I come from the world's best gym, and I firmly believe that. I've been saying that for years. We got animals over there on the regular, guys that nobody's ever heard of. They're just insane off their back. So I'm not too worried about me getting in trouble if I'm on top of them, especially if the strikes are allowed. Is the strikes and elbows allowed in this one?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay, I'll be all right.
Danny Segura for MMAfighting.com here in New York City. Standing next to Kevin Lee, who will be taking on Gregor Gillespie. Next to Shane Burgos, who will be taking Makwan Amirkhani. Next to Derek Lewis, who will be taking Ivanov in a pretty good heavyweight bout coming up here. First, next to Makwan Amirkhani, who will be taking on Shane Burgos. Here with Gregor Gillespie, who will be taking on Kevin Lee at Hakeem Dawodu. With Edmund Shabazian, who will be fighting Brad Tavares at next to Johnny Walker, who will be taking on Corey Anderson. Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, who will be taking on Vicente Luque at UFC 244.
Corey Anderson at the Dominance MMA Management Media Day. Now Calvin Gastelum at the Dominance MMA Management Media Day. So first,
you're fighting Gregor Gillespie, a really good grappler, a really good wrestler. Are you excited? Because I know you take pride in your grappling and your wrestling. Are you kind of excited to match him up and kind of see what's up?
Yeah, I mean, he overall, he's a really, really dangerous fight.
Yeah.
He's one of the most accoladed in the UFC in wrestling. And a lot of people think he can beat Khabib in the future.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to go out there and show a complete game against him. He hasn't fought anybody like me, and I feel like I'm going to wake him up to that really, really quickly.
Yeah. I mean, it seems obviously you've challenged Tony Ferguson for the interim title. You're a big name at 155. Seems you could have used that to get bigger fights or bigger name fights. But why ultimately did you accept the Gillespie fight? Because as you said, it very good guy. Dangerous fight for you.
Yeah. I probably could have, and I probably should have taken a tune-up fight. Just being honest, Floyd Mayweather takes tune-up fights.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's the challenge of it that does it for me. It's not a lot to win, and it's a lot to lose. But it just do something for me, I guess. It just,
Yeah, he's a good fighter. He's a good grappler for sure. Good on the ground. I think his stand-up's got some flaws, some holes, and I think after the first few exchanges, if he stands with me for that long, he's going to start shooting right off the bat. I don't think that he's going to want to stand with me much longer. I think within the first minute, he's going to realize, I can't stand with this guy. Yeah. So I'm ready for him to start trying to take me down, and me stuffing his takedowns, making him pay every time he shoots.
I think everything happens for a reason, and I'm happy that this didn't happen earlier because I wasn't that mature, not even a year ago, than what I am now. I think differently, I act differently, and I see that I have bigger responsibility than just me to succeed. It's I'm not fighting for myself anymore. I'm fighting for my people, for Kurdish people who are going through tough time at the moment. So this means a lot to me.
Yeah. But what's the answer for Corey Anderson? What is the benefit of fighting Johnny Walker?
I've been to Madison Square Garden, so the arena thing, that's cool to everybody, but not me. But Johnny Walker, the thing right now is he's Johnny Walker. You say his name to any casual, what they're going to say? Oh, my God, that's the man to beat John Jones. So if I go out there and beat him, they should say, well, Corey Anderson beat Johnny Walker. He's the one that beat John Jones, right? Sure. He should, but the way it works for me, it won't. I know it won't happen, but I'm going to go out there and put an ass whooping on him anyway.
So, what is his opponents doing wrong that you can do right?
Because he's so tall, he gets doing all the movement and jumping around, and people freeze. This has been up. If you look at his fights, everybody act like Johnny Walker is unbeatable, like he's undefeated. But y'all obviously didn't do your research and realize he's been knocked out twice from one shot. You know what I mean? He's been out-grappled and submitted. He's not that good. But people see his height and they see his fanciness and his flashness and they kind of get timid. They don't want to go in and get hit. And that's when they open up the door for him to jump straight up, down the middle, or hit you with a spinning back fist, something to catch you. You just got to be aware. I got to be smart in that and be a mixed martial artist and mix it up.
I mean,
matchups are, who the hell knows where the fight's going to take place?
Yeah.
Sometimes you see two grapplers who this turns into a stand-up fight. Sometimes you get a lopsided fight where you expect it to be on the feet and one guy takes a guy down and never lets him out. So you never know.
Are you happy with this matchup? Is this the type of fight that you wanted?
Oh yeah, it's great. And a lot of guys call me out because I'm pretty sure because my fighting style and also they probably think I'm like the weakest in the top 5 or something like that. But it's always a 50-50 chance in the heavyweight division. And I always feel like I got the best chance out of anybody.
Why did you decide to take on that challenge?
Well, because he is on a 6-fight winning streak, and he is a tough guy. He's a tough striker, and I like to fight strikers. He's very well-rounded, so wherever the fight goes, I'm going to be ready for it. But he likes to keep the fight standing. I was in his shoes not too long ago, moving up the rankings, wanting to fight Jake Ellenberger and Johnny Hendricks, trying to move up. I know he's doing the same thing, given the opportunity to. But, he's got a tough opponent in front of him for sure. That's Stephen Winterboy Thompson. Yeah. But I know he's hungry, man. He wants to work his way up, so I'm prepared for that.
About that, I just know that the move up to middleweight was good for me. I know that I think it's going to be good for him. I think he's going to be healthy. I think he's going to be slow because I have seen him hit the pads, and honestly, he looks slow. He looks like he gained too much weight, and he's trying to get back in shape, and he just looks a little slow.
There are no easy fights in the UFC, but there are certainly easier fights than this one. I mean, what is it about this fight? I think everybody thinks you're crazy for taking this and maybe not taking, quote unquote, a warm-up fight.
That's why they're not fighters, because they think I'm crazy. To me, it's the norm. I've said, in my opinion, he's top 3 in middleweight. You look at the last fight he had with the now current champion Israel. I got in this to fight the best, and there was one little opportunity there to fight Kelvin, and I'm taking that road. I'm not taking the high road to anywhere else. You know what I mean? I'm taking that road. I'm taking a big chance. People, this could be, a lot of people, 90% of the people are writing me off. This could be his 3rd loss. I've said it. I just don't really give a fuck.
Valentina has been extremely dominant. What tools do you bring to her that other challengers that have come up short haven't been able to bring?
I think that my striking is very technical. I think the other girls that she's fought are just tough. I've been boxing, I've won Golden Gloves. I've been boxing since I was 15 years old, kickboxing. I have footwork, head movement. I change different punches. I'm a little bit higher technical knowledge when I'm in there with the striking, whereas I feel like the other girls that have faced her are just kind of tough and aggressive.
It seems, you mentioned footwork, it seems if you do challenge her next, it seems you'd be one of the most mobile fighters she's ever fought. Do you think that's been an issue, with people trying to beat her?
Yeah, like I said, I just think that most girls that go with her just try to be as aggressive as they can. They don't really have a smart game plan with it. It's not just about physical ability, it's also about mental ability and being able to game plan. And, that's where I think I have an advantage. I'm tall, I move a lot. My style might not be the most exciting, but it frustrates opponents a lot and it throws their game off, and that's when I'm able to capitalize and get the wins.
How cool. So if you don't want to rush, but you have, a year to set that record? How do you balance
No, it's 23 years, and
8 months. So once I
Like Mason Barber has a countdown on our clock.
Okay, no, I don't have that kind of thing, but a year and 8 months, I guess.
Sure.
Yeah. Days? 18. Yeah.
After your fight, you said to the division, "Watch out." Do you feel like you had to send that message out, and do you feel like you're on the contenders' radar now with that performance?
I believe so. I think I'm the new hot prospect of the division, and I'm coming for that belt.
Would you be interested in fighting Alistair Overeem now that he doesn't have an opponent?
It would be nice. So if the fight's still open, you gotta compete it.
That's enough time for you to train and for him?
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully that I wanted to put a stamp on it with this one, and I knew going into that third round, it's like, all right, he's tired. Shane, go out there and finish this fight. And I knew there wasn't much time left. I looked up at the time, so there was just like a minute and 30 left. I was like, step on the gas, get this guy out of there right now. I almost finished him early in the third round, and I knew, I was like, no, you're not making it out of this one. You're almost done. I'm finishing you.
Do you think his corner should have thrown the towel in that third?
Ask my coach. Would you have thrown in the towel? Yep. See, so yeah, I feel like I was bombing on him, man. I was, especially once I stood up and the ref told him to stand up and he couldn't really stand up. I was like, all right, I guess I got to go out there and pound him some more.
And you mentioned Trump in your post-fight Octagon interview. What did you think about him being cage-side there?
That was pretty cool, though. I wish Obama would have did that, but, it is what it is. But I think it was pretty cool.
After hearing you talk about the politics up there, are you ready to use this platform here to announce your candidacy and to run? And what would you change?
Really, I think it is time to have a 100% black man into the office. So I might run for governor first and see maybe 2024. Maybe I'll run then. I'll be eligible age limit. Yeah, so we'll see.
What do you mean by 100% black man in the office?
Obama was a little watered down. He had a little mixed breed into him. So, we needed 100%, ninja up in that thing. So we'll see.
Was there anything that Johnny Walker did or said, leading up to a fight that irritated you or made you feel disrespected?
Everything. His presence, him being here. And I'm dead serious. Y'all laughing. It's not, you don't see a smile on my face. I've been here, like I said, I earned my stripes. And the fact he come in doing the worm, and the fact in the face-off in the media, he still did the little fake trip coming up the stairs and could risk hurting himself and fuck up my money. I had to prove that was a problem. Don't do that. We serious. This is business. It's levels. Be a professional. I gotta apologize. Like I said, I wasn't too professional with my post screaming and all that, but you gotta think with all the tension I had, like my brother said, I'm hurting. I sit at home with my wife and my kid, and we see the stuff come on the media, and you hear all the stuff about the title challenge, title this, title that, and you read it, and my name is nowhere to be found. And I'm the only one in the top 10 in the division that knocked or beat top 5 guys multiple times. I fought 14 fights. Every fight but one has been a ranked opponent. And I'm the only person that wasn't in the fucking talk. It hurts. So I went out there, I had to hurt him. If you don't want to give me what I've earned, let me go. I'm hot. I prove my worth. I'll go somewhere where somebody's going to respect me. That's the thing. A lot of people feel like you need the UFC. I don't want to speak out when the shit happened with John Jones at 232. There's a reason why I spoke out. I don't need the UFC. I love being here. Don't get me wrong. I love this. I love my job. I love the opportunity to inspire and go around the world and do that. But I've never been the person to depend on somebody for what I need. If I got to go back to working 9 to 5, I'll do it. I'm going to make sure my family eat. But if I'm out here proving myself, I'm doing what you want. I just did exactly what you want, knockouts and excitement. Tell me they're not excited. I did that. So they still not giving me my worth, let me go. I'll go somewhere else.
I took him very, very serious. Like I said, he's one of the best wrestlers in the division. And people really thought he could beat Khabib in the future. So I took it like it was a championship fight. I hurt my ankle about 2 weeks ago, getting ready for this one. And I was telling my coach, I'm like, if I'm going to throw a kick, it's going to be the left kick. It's going to be the hurt ankle because I was having trouble pivoting off of it. So when he started dipping his head a little bit, I was like, all right, it's time. Let me break out this bad boy.
Do you feel like you put on a statement tonight?
Yeah, of course. Coming back down to the lightweight division, a lot of people forgot. They wrote me out of the top 5. And I had to make sure I reminded them who's here and who's the real future of this division. I mean, y'all follow the sport more closely than anybody. there's nobody else at lightweight that you can really look at and say, this guy is going to rule for a long time. And I feel like I got to remind people that I'm that guy.
100%. I knew he's the type of guy. He doesn't aggressively move forward, so he's done his studying. I like those guys who kind of come forward, and I use the angles to counter their attack. He wasn't aggressive, so I knew he was thinking. He was trying to get me to come in, so I had to kind of stop back and you know, like I said before, pick my shots, but I had to kind of stand there in front of him. You know what I'm saying? So I took some shots in the process. But, you know, I can fight inside. I can fight standing in front of you. I can fight moving. So I can fight everywhere. You know, of course, the fight didn't go spectacularly. You know, have a crazy knockout like you know, everybody wanted. And I knew it wasn't going to be that. I knew it was going to be very difficult. So I see myself working up the rankings, and I figured I was kind of disappointed the fight, the main event ended the way it did, because I really wanted to fight one of those guys. Would be awesome. Nicest guy versus the baddest guy would be really cool, but we'll see.
Do you want me to be brutally honest?
Please.
It was like it was like I don't know. I can't even explain it, because I'm waiting next door at the embassy in London, and it's just every day that going by is I don't know if I'm getting a visa, and I know that Dana and the guys, they had everyone. I think Dana spoke to Trump about me. I mean, that's, you know, I didn't know. There was times when, like, I thought, this fight's not happening. And that, you know, like, I know there was a lot given over the weight cut video with Kelvin and that, but Kelvin probably just thought, fuck this, I'm going to eat some shit because he's not turning up. You know what I mean? And there was times when I just wanted to do it myself. And so there was that. And then there was, like, I knew there was going to be jet lag, and I knew there was going to be water retention for weight cut. And I didn't know if the fight was happening, and I had a few injuries, and it's just like, that didn't mean anything to me. I wanted to just get in there. I didn't want to win. I didn't want to lose. I just wanted to be like in there, and I don't even know. I can't say anything. It's like, I've been invincible all my life. I know my skill set I've got. I know I can beat any guy in any division. I know that with my skill set. You've seen that tonight. I've just, number 4, Kelvin, look at the guys he's knocking out. I know it wasn't the most exciting fight, but he didn't touch me. He just simply didn't touch me. And that's no disrespect to him. That just shows my skill set. But, like, before Woodley, there was no one guy who could beat me. And then 2 losses like that, it just took a lot away from me, inside of me. You know, I didn't say it, but I fought some hard demons. And then obviously stuff with, like, you know, getting arrested, and then there's other things, and you lose sponsors. It's like a fucking whirlwind, and it's good and it's bad, and it's, you know what I mean? So just to get in there tonight, I tell you, I was trying to fake an injury before walking out. I was thinking of an injury to fake, because I just simply did not want to get in there. And this is probably things that fighters don't talk about, but you know me, I'm honest, you know, and that's just where I was at. Now I'm here. Confidence is back. Like, fuck all these middleweights. You know, I'm coming for everything. It's back.
Fuck The Rock too, man. That motherfucker over here playing me. See him over here smiling with Masvidal. Should have had Mike Tyson handing out a belt if anybody. I didn't give a fuck about no belt anyway, but he could get it too.
Also, you mentioned before that The Rock can get it as well. What exactly did you mean by that? What was it that The Rock did?
Nigga, he's on that side. Fuck him. I'm on the West Coast side. Mike Tyson should have been here anyway. He's the baddest man on the planet, right? He should have been the one. He should have been the one over here. I'm over here her on The Rock, huh? You guys caught me under a bad time, but you know what I'm saying? The Rock's cool. I like ballers. You know what I'm saying? But he picked the wrong side. He picked another side, so he could get it too. He could get his ass whipped too. Straight up. With all due respect, he could get it too.
And sorry, just one more follow up on that. Was it him smiling at Jorge? What do you mean by him?
No, I just know he was on the side. He's got to be though. He's from the same town and all that. Saying he got to be. But you know, you on his side, fuck you.
If the fight wasn't going to get stopped, what was going to be your game plan for the 4th and 5th round?
Well, I swear to God, I initially was like, man, I hope I'm haven't been running, because my confidence wasn't as high as it is, because I'm running and I'm putting these miles that people can't keep up with, except for Jose and Allen. but when I'm like that, I could go 95% for the whole time. You know what I'm saying? So this time there was like little bump ups, bump ups. How hard I was gonna have to tell myself, okay, ease up, and I was like, around the third round, I've started to feel him start grabbing onto me on the fence. You could see he was like holding me on the fence one time, and I was like, this fool's gonna go for a takedown or something, or start drilling me with these knees, and he wasn't doing anything. I was like, oh, okay, you're just preserving. So I started smacking him in his face this way, like that, and his head turned to the side. I started smacking him in his face this way. Not even technical fighting schoolyard. Like, oh, you're gonna just hold me? I'm just gonna smack you in your face as many times. So, and on the bottom, and I was hitting him. I was like, "Where you at, motherfucker?" And then he spit it back. Oh, I'm right here. I'm right. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, I hear you starting to fade away. I think it's gonna start getting better for me. And then I go back to my corner, and I'm telling my corner over here, they're talking to me. I'm like, Ken, let's calm down a little bit, because I always get a ruckus out the corner because I bleed everywhere. And so I'm like, hey, let's just chill so I can breathe. And I'm looking over here. I'm like, yeah, I think this guy's easing up. I think if it's gonna get better for me, it's gonna start getting better for me right now. And then the guy's like, oh, I'm like, no, we good. We good. And he's like, okay, we're good. And he goes over and he stops the fight. And I'm like, dude, are you fucking kidding me? That pisses me off. You know what I'm saying? It makes me really mad.
One more.
As far as painting my Picasso, I almost got to do it, you know. I heard a lot of comments. I read a lot of media stuff, people talking about when the later the fight goes, or if the fight hits the ground, or in certain situations, I'd be outworked and outclassed. Not happening. I want somebody to pull up a fight that I've faded in the 4th or 5th round. That's not going to happen. What happened in the 3rd was just going to keep happening in the 4th and in the 5th. I haven't eaten either, so I was ready to fuck him up. Keep going, man. Nate's a fucking dog, though. Because those same shots I've hit a lot of people, I fold them like a long chair. You literally got to kill that dude. I said in every interview leading up to this, or it wasn't a line, man. You got to kill that dude. I'm the most competitive person this whole fucking company's ever seen, man. I don't want nothing to take my greatness to say some guy tripped on the pebble and that's how I beat him. That's not me. I want to end him. I want to send him off to another dimension. I got nothing but respect for the dude, but that's the type of artwork I like to do. I didn't get it on this one. Are we going to rematch tomorrow, next week? I don't know, but it will happen at some point, you know.
Conor McGregor said that he is going to come back January 18th. And Dana White said...
Come back to what?
To MMA, to the UFC.
What do you mean, like fighting in the cage?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. That dude's been talking wild for a second. If he fights and gets a victory, and he wants this, and some of you motherfuckers are mean, man, because you know what the fuck I'll do to that little dude, bro. I'll fuck that little guy up, man. He's a fucking midget. Dana White, president of this motherfucking company, said I'm too much man for him. I get it why people want to see him hurt for the stunts he's been pulling, but he don't want this shit. He's just talking so he can get his name out there. He was cheering for Nate. He wanted to run it back with Nate. You think he's at home seeing that fight saying, I want to fight that dude? That dude ain't retarded. You see, he punches old people in the face because those are fights that he could win. He don't want this shit. Thank you guys, man. Good questions today, man. You guys keep it up. Step it up. I like this. Stepping it up.